Hey there everybody. So today we're going to continue working on the small block Chevy 350. I realized I was entirely off about the cylinder counts and all that fun stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the numbers on the oil pan for where all the cylinders are, so I know what's what, so I don't have to mess with anything. I also realized that the numbering for a small block Chevy is way off compared to a Ford. Where a Ford, you just go down the passenger side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the small block Chevy, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit of a difference there. I actually made sure I wrote down the notes of this just to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing this time. I don't think that contributed to any of my issues that I was having with the piston rod ends not coming off. I honestly think that I might have to tweak the what do you call those? The bolts inside of those. Put the little nuts on, grab my little bench vise, and just compress it a little bit just to get those things to straighten back up. I feel like that might be the problem with those. But for now, I have piston number 3, which is going to be this guy right here, the passenger side second cylinder. So I'm going to start working on that one. The end cap comes off nice and easy, so I shouldn't have any issues testing that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some paper towels and just wipe off this, it's not a journal, I'm going to wipe off the crank. I'm going to clean it, make sure there's nothing, no metal, nothing on it, and then I'll start checking this. So bear with me. So the reason why I'm just wiping this down real quick is I had some issues with the other ones where they weren't quite clean. I don't know if it's just because the bearing surfaces were coming off or what, but I just want to make sure this is nice and clean before I start doing anything. I did also go back through all of my piston ring bags and I relabeled all of them so I know exactly which cylinder they're coming out of. Let's get a little bearing over. I'm sorry, there's mosquitoes all over the place. So I've got my little journaling cap. Here, start getting my little bearing in the cap. Now I got the little bearing on this side. Cool. Now I'm going to make sure the dot's facing the front when I put this up. This feels wrong. This looks wrong. Hold on. Passenger number 3. Yeah, this should be right. Why is this backwards? Oh God, I hate Chevys. I guess let's break out the phone again. This is not block number 3. Because there's a 3 on the little side of it, but there's no way, because the camfered side is facing the wrong direction and the flat side is facing the opposite. Like, this doesn't make any sense. On small block Chevys, did the dot face the rear? Hold up. This does not make any sense. Okay, so I cannot tell. What the heck? Sorry guys, that I don't. I know which way the piston tells me it wants to go, but the crank says otherwise. Like the block is telling me the opposite of what the pistons are telling me, and I don't like this. Oh, okay. I'm going to follow, so because of the valve pistons, it can be used in any direction on either side. So I am just going to install them the way that the rod tells me to install it, which is passenger side, driver side, passengers 1, this side's 2, this one's 3, this one's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which means this needs to go like this, which will put the pin back, or the little dot backwards, but all the valves are the same size, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like the exhaust one's going to hit when the intake, or the exhaust valve's going to hit, because again, they're the same size, so it does not matter. Okay, you know, even the piston has a big F on it. Like, I don't. Did they put these things on backwards? Hold on, I'm just going to check the rest of these pistons. This is bugging the heck out of me. Internet says one thing, the piston's saying another. Like, I don't understand. Alright, so rod number 1 is also going to be backwards. Okay. Now, unless I'm misunderstanding which cylinder is which, I very likely could be. Let me just pull up one more little chart, just to make sure. Oh, I have this backwards. Okay, so that does make sense. Okay, so this side, the driver's side is actually starting with the 1. This one's 2, then 3, 4. Okay. So cylinder number 3 would be this one, which would in fact have the camphor in the correct direction. Yep. Alright, awesome. That looks so much better. I like that more. That's how it actually should be. Sorry, I'm so used to Fords, I don't know anything about Chevys. Oh, right, I got it. So I did order some more of these plastic gauge strips. So hopefully I can get the pistons back off and not have any issues this time. Here is hoping. I'm making sure I'm orienting this the appropriate way. Put this on. Alright, now we torque it to the 45 degrees, foot-pounds. So, let's get this bad girl on. Not going to crank that down all the way, I'm just going to make sure this one's tight first. And then I'll get this one. There you go. There you go. Break them loose. Alright, let me grab my little rubber hammer. So I'll just give this a little tap. So I read someone's suggestion on the internet that you use something that's soft and long and push it down on the piston, and you tap the piston down. I'm going to try that if I can't gently get these off. Alright, so that's definitely moving on me. So let's tap this. Come on. So this one's definitely moving a lot easier than the other one. So should be able to just lightly press on the cap, have it pop up. Yep. And there you go. That's how these are supposed to be removed. That easy. Alright, let's see what my little clearance is. Alright, so I'm not sure if that's from me hitting it or not, but it's looking like the bearing clearance is 0.001, which is really tight. I think we were shooting for, I have it written down somewhere. It was like 0.0025, I think. Come on, where are you? Either way, cylinder number 3, 0.001. Just to make sure that wasn't some fluke, because I was tapping on it. I'm going to clean the crank off right there. I'm going to clean this. I'm going to do it again. So I'm making sure I'm putting the plastic gauge dead center on the rod bearing. Make sure I put it the right direction. So it's possible when I was trying to take it off that the crank shifted, and maybe that caused my reading to be off. Alright. Let's try this again. So we'll see if we can take this off a little bit gentler. So I'm going to give it a little lug tap on the bolts. So it's definitely moving apart. So let me see if I can persuade it a little bit. Oh, not yet. Alright, so that one's looking a lot better. Actually, it's actually about 0.002. I like that number a whole lot better. So I believe the machine shop said they wanted a 0.0025 for the rod ends. I'm going to have to verify that real quick. I'm going to mark this with a little X just to make sure that I know that I did it. me check to make sure what they told me. Okay, so they said 2.5 on the rods. Let's see what the rest of these look like. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what they look like. So we've got number 4 here. It comes off relatively not very well. Come on. Okay, so it comes off okay. So this one's going to be number 4. Come on. In you go, little buddy. There we go. There we go. Come on. A little bit further. Perfect. So I'm just making sure that everything's nice and seated properly. Again, I'm trying to minimize errors that might occur due to whatever reason, really. I didn't put the little thing in there. So even little tiny specks of the back of these rod bearings can mess with the clearances in what we're reading. So I'm just making sure that I'm taking my time and being extremely thorough and careful, because I would prefer not to have to buy more bearings, undersized bearings, if I could avoid it. Okay, that one's trash. Wonderful. might be a little bit big. So this one feels like it might be a little bit tighter than the previous one, so that might make this one a little bit fun to get off. Hands tight, torque these things down. Come on, get on there. There you go. Alright, so the crank moved a smidge there. Hopefully that didn't destroy my results. Sure hope not. We'll give this a couple of light taps. There you go. Yeah, I think the roll destroyed this one. Yeah, because it's marking tighter than .001. I dislike small block Chevys. I'm going to say it, I'm going to keep saying it. These things just keep fighting me. So I'm able to get these ones off, but it's still one thing or another. You know, it still keeps rotating on me or doing something to mess with these clearances. I'm just trying to adjust this one smidge because it's hanging a little bit over. Alright. Try number 2. Second try on rod number 4. Alright, let's try and do this without shaking or rattling the crank. Come on, just get it up. Come on. I know you want to. There you go. So this one does look a little bit better. Although I'd say it's 0.015. So, 1,000th? Yeah, 1,000th too tight. So I was really hoping that when the machine shop supposedly checked all of this stuff, that I could just slap all the bearings together and not have to worry about a single thing, but I guess not. That would have made things too easy, I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to put this one back together with the rod end in. So 5 says that it's 0.025, but seeing as how that was before I figured out which cylinder was which, I'm just going to go back and redo that. The 135. Ow! That did not feel good. Come on, where are the bolts? Alright, let's see if I get the same result as before, the 0.0025. Whew. We're getting there. We have 3 checked. Well, I guess 2 checked, but this is a lot slower than what I was expecting. See if that's enough to lift one of these corners up. And it twisted. The crank twisted. Lovely. Come on, you can do it. Here's hoping I get the same points. Nope, I'm not going to. .001. Okay. I can't get a consistent reading on any of these bearings. This is driving me crazy. I don't understand why I can't get a consistent reading. It's driving me absolutely crazy. I know this one slid a little bit. I don't think it made that big of a difference because the weight was off that side. I don't want to just slap it together and have it break on my body. At the same time, I'm putting so much time into this that Alright, I'm going to check a couple. See if maybe I can figure out how to find some way to get a consistent reading. When I find something, I will turn the camera back on and talk to you guys about it, but until then, I hope y'all take care. Hey there everybody, so quick update on the small block Chevy. I've decided I'm just going to go for the expensive option, and I'm going to buy some bore gauges and a dial gauge, and I'm just going to measure the bearing clearance, or the actual bearing size, with the bore gauge, and then the dial gauge I'm going to measure the crank, and I'm going to make sure that each one is within the, what is it, 0.0025 inch clearance range, and that's just how I'm going to do it. I was hoping to not have to do that, because again, it's the more expensive option. Plastic gauge is really easy to use, but with the issues I've had with this motor, I'm done messing with it. I'm just going to do it the super right way, get the tools I need, and then go from there. So whenever those come in, I will continue working on the small block Chevy, but until then, I hope you guys take care, and I have some interesting stuff coming for you guys. More to follow on that. Take care.